Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Daily English Podcast. I'm Rachel, and I'm so happy you're here with me today. If this is your first time listening, thank you for joining. In this podcast, I help you learn English in a simple, friendly way so you can feel confident using it in real life. Today, we're going to talk about something that has become very popular all over the world: the 5 love languages. Have you heard of them? The love languages are a way to understand how people give and receive love. The idea is that everyone has one or two main ways they feel most loved, and when we know them, our relationships can get stronger. This can be in romantic relationships, friendships, or even family relationships. Before we start, let me share how I first learned about love languages. A few years ago, my friend gave me a book called The 5 Love Languages by Dr. Gary Chapman. At first, I thought it was just another relationship book, but when I read it, I realized it was simple and very useful. I started to notice how my friends and family showed love to me, and I also started to think about how I show love to others. It really changed the way I looked at relationships. So what are the 5 love languages? They are words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, and physical touch. Let's go through each one in simple English, with examples, so you can understand and also talk about them. The first love language is words of affirmation. This means using kind and encouraging words to show love. People with this love language feel loved when they hear compliments, praise, or supportive words. For example, I'm proud of you. You're amazing. I love spending time with you. Even small words like thank you or I appreciate you can mean a lot. The second love language is acts of service. This means doing something helpful for someone, to show love, for example. Cooking a meal, cleaning the house, or helping with a project. People with this love language feel loved when someone takes action to make their life easier. The third love language is receiving gifts. This doesn't mean the person is materialistic. It's more about the thought behind the gift. It can be something small, like a favorite snack or a handwritten note. People with this love language feel loved when they receive something that shows you are thinking about them. The fourth love language is quality time. This means giving someone your full attention. No phones, no distractions. Just spending time together. It could be going for a walk, having dinner together, or even sitting and talking. For people with this love language, the most important thing is to be present and focused on each other. The fifth love language is physical touch. This can be holding hands, hugging, or even a pat on the back. People with this love language feel loved when they receive physical affection. Of course, it's important to remember that different cultures have different levels of comfort with touch. Let's review the 5 love languages. Words of affirmation, acts of service. Receiving gifts, quality time. Physical touch. Now, how do you talk about this? In English, you can say, my love language is quality time. I feel loved when someone gives me words of encouragement. I like to show love by doing acts of service. Here's some useful vocabulary affirmation. Words of support or encouragement. Service, helping or doing work for someone present. Another word for gift, attention. Focus or concentration, affection. Feelings of love or care shown physically. In English conversations, people sometimes ask, what's your love language? It's a fun and personal question. that can help people understand each other better? Let's talk about cultural differences. In Western countries, people might be more open to discussing love languages, especially in relationships. In some Asian cultures, people might not talk about it directly, but they still show love in these 5 ways, just sometimes more through actions than words. For example, in some families, cooking a meal is an act of service that says, "I love you," without actually saying it. One thing to remember is that your love language might be different from someone else's. You might like receiving words of affirmation, but your partner might feel loved through acts of service. Knowing this can help avoid misunderstandings. Let's practice describing a situation. My best friend's love language is acts of service. When I help her clean her apartment or cook dinner, she feels really happy. My mom's love language is words of affirmation. She loves it when I tell her she's doing a great job. My love language is quality time. I feel happy when we spend the evening talking, without checking our phones. Before we finish, let's review what we learned today. We talked about the 5 love languages. Words of affirmation, acts of service. Receiving gifts, quality time, and physical touch. We learned useful vocabulary and example sentences. We also saw how different cultures can show love in different ways. Here's your homework. Think about your love language. Which one makes you feel most loved? Try to explain it in English using today's vocabulary. For example, my love language is receiving gifts. I feel happy when someone gives me something small. That shows they were thinking about me. Thank you for joining me today. I hope this episode helped you understand the love languages and how to talk about them in English. In the next episode, we'll talk about how to express your feelings in English, another important skill for building strong relationships. Until then, keep practicing. And remember, every small step brings you closer to fluency. Bye for now if you enjoyed this podcast. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Your support helps us create more content for you. See you in the next episode.